Let's get busy.
Podcast time. Baxter's 942 in the Highlands. It is my home away from home. It is also their 1940 Tuesdays, which is a tequila drink that they...
That Don Julio? Is that what it was?
Yeah. It's like a pretty expensive drink. That,
Yeah.
Do you do tequila, Jack?
I used to just absolutely drink 1800 silver avidly. Too much. You know, I've calmed it down. When she first met me, you know, I was getting the big bottles and
holy hell,
I was
going through them. Big
going
time.
through them. It was great. You know, don't remember much about the time, but it was a good time.
That was a good introduction. To
my guests tonight, two of my faves. I'm a fanboy of the music thing.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Jack and Lindsey, two very talented musicians who, again, I've got to know, got to watch them, appreciate their music. But in doing so, I've got to get to know these guys, and they're just fucking amazing people.
We've had some great
You're
conversations.
We've had some. No, we've had some
Kevin.
good time. I mean, we're just you're two people that I would always want to hang out with.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Because you're kind of close to my age, kind of.
Yeah, I'd say we're all the same age, 32.
I don't really look
Sound
at
like it.
age.
We're 30, 32,
Something like
30,
that.
Should I?
32.
But you're good people.
Thank you.
Oh, man. Yeah, I consider you. I mean, it's like if we grew up in the same neighborhood, we'd have been hanging out every
We
day.
would have been.
That's the way
or
it
if we
would've been.
came out of the same womb, we would
Yeah.
still be hanging out.
We'd have been like bro fist
yeah.
out the womb.
Exactly. You getting all this? You jealous?
I
We'll fit
am.
you
I'm
into
a
this.
little- okay.
We'll bring
I
you
see a
in
little
here.
Sweat
Let's
coming
I
in
mean,
right
bring
here.
a little threesome in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
bored here.
Go to
No,
Pound
just like-
Town.
Pound Town. Pornhub.com. See us later.
Yeah,
All right.
Pornhub.
Real quick, you two have kind of really burst on the local scene
Yeah.
because you guys are relatively new
Yeah, we are. We definitely
the-
very
so,
new. Very new.
musically, right? Am I wrong?
Well,
I mean, how long
to the
have you?
scene.
to the scene.
Yeah, how long have you all been? We'll start with you, Lindsey. Ladies first. Music, what? Well, no, let's go back in time. I'm going to do the cheesy, fucking,
I might divert you.
yeah. After you were born in a manger, where was that manger at? Louisville all your life?
No, I lived in Louisville, and several other cities. My mom's in the military.
So you're a military child.
My
Travel?
dad raised me though, but
Okay.
but I did travel every year. So in the other cities I've actually lived in is Baltimore and Augusta, Georgia. Disgusting.
Really? Disgusting.
Disgusting. Disgustingly hot. And bad traffic.
Yeah.
So,
And then, so by the time, at what point did you kind of plant your feet in Louisville for the long haul? I mean, how long?
2008,
Okay.
came back. I don't know how. I just ended up back
Yeah.
here.
Did you?
Yeah.
Family?
Just said I want to go home. So I did.
But your family was here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
For the most part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jack, what's your story?
Well, when I was a kid, I lived in Eastern Kentucky. Then I lived in
the
Indiana.
hills.
Yeah, in the hills, in the cut. And,
That's how you
Carter-
learn how to play that little
Banjo?
Yeah,
Yep,
all
the banjo.
Hill, Kentucky. Very small place. My dad was a doctor, and he worked out there as like a crisis for medical staff, and so he went out there. The Kentucky State Board of Health got him out there, paid for the equipment and stuff, and we ended up living there. Real small town, and so, it's a very big music community out there. And my dad always wanted to play country music, like really bluegrass stuff. So I always grew up with a music room. I started playing the piano at 4. So I was always around it. And, I got into it seriously at 15. Then I was living in Jeff, Indiana.
Whoa. 15, you were living in Jeff?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but when did you move from the hills of Eastern Kentucky to?
I was going back and forth at like 12 years old.
Why? What was it?
Because he's bad.
Well, yeah, I was in a lot of trouble in school.
I'm
Believe it.
messing
No,
with you.
it's funny you say that. I was always in trouble at school, so they sent me to live with my aunt here in Jeffersonville, Indiana.
For real?
Yeah. So that's
Because
what
you were a bad kid.
I was, yeah, pretty much.
Well, no, we're gonna have to go there. Give me
black
an
sheep?
example. What?
I'm just kidding.
Define bad. What blacklisted you from Eastern Kentucky?
Yeah. Well, I was in a lot of fights, and I ended
Does
up
he
having
look
to be
like a
homeschooled.
fighter?
I know. I'm
I
not
know,
a fighter.
right?
Okay, look.
He's got
I'm
lover
a total
written
pussy.
all over him.
I know.
I'm a total pussy. I've
was a
got
bad-
nothing. Okay.
So
I've got
fighter
nothing.
He's like
slash
Pepe
bully
Le Pew,
back in the
but
day.
Well,
without the steam.
I wasn't a bully. It just it's a different time back then in the early '80s, mid '80s, and my mom was Peruvian, my dad was French, and I was like the only considered like Mexican kid in the class. So
you were being picked on.
Yeah, I was picked on a lot.
I can relate.
So,
I can relate.
So that's kind of what happened. It wasn't my fault. I didn't want anything to do with fighting, but growing up in that small
So they had that
town-
Mexican thing going on?
Yeah, everybody.
So, Matt, when you were getting picked on, you summoned the cartel and
Yeah.
they helped you out?
Exactly.
Okay.
I called them up.
Yeah.
Look, no,
Sad.
here's something interesting.
Pablo, I got a situation here.
From where he came from, not to change the subject, but there, if you do something wrong, they'll never know. Like when you disappear, they'll never find you.
Yeah.
Never. Like
Yeah, it's a small town.
it's rough.
Yeah, it's a very small town.
Good old boys. there.
Yeah. But
Wait a minute. How does your parents wind up in Eastern Kentucky?
Oh, well, because my dad was a doctor and he graduated from U of L Dental School,
Yeah.
and they paid for his equipment to go work down there because it's like a crisis for
Of teeth.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
We had to take care of that one tooth.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a good town. I love the town.
That's why he has good teeth. See,
I was the newcomer. That's
you
why I got
good
picked
teeth
on.
too.
That's pretty much what it was. I was a newcomer. My dad was a dentist. That's why I pretty much got picked on. So that's what it comes down to. But it's fine. Live and learn, and end up moving up here. So that was fine. Lived in Jeffersonville, Indiana for I don't know, maybe 10 years, something like that. And then I was just going around. I worked with my dad. I was running his dental offices for many years. And, when he passed away, I started working for a dental corporation. And that's what got me back down here because we were in Evansville, Madison.
So were you going to be a dentist?
I was initially. But
Until you beat up another dentist?
Yeah.
I couldn't beat up a tooth.
Gosh,
All right.
can't. Remember, you can't say that on television.
You can't do that on television.
Okay,
Do what?
yeah, that.
What?
Yeah.
Say it?
Oh, no,
I
no.
totally missed that. What?
Or am I
It
going to
was
get
an 80s
slimed
joke.
any second now? Or?
Oh.
80s show.
But yeah. So end up being back down here. I was in like always in like a band here and there.
So go back.
That's it.
How long has music been your thing? Been in your life?
Since I was 4 years
yeah,
old, I
right.
started actually playing.
But then you said 15.
15 is when I really started learning. When I started getting lessons and really started going forward with the whole thing. So.
And then going back to you, how music-wise, how long has that been in your?
My mom was a singer in a band when I was 4. Now, what band? I have no idea. Here in Louisville, in the
Okay.
South End.
Okay.
And then, there's a picture of me with a microphone on a fireplace.
Really?
So I was saying, but mainly church. And then as I started getting in my the later teens, early 20s, I would just randomly meet people like at clubs, like O'Malley's, the bar, Have a Nice Day. They had rap groups. I always joke and say that I know Nappy Roots from before they were big. They don't probably remember me, but I would sing hooks on their stuff.
Really?
They would offer to record like a song for me in some of their closet studios.
I'm sure they probably remember you.
But a lot of them were super talented.
So you've been actively doing the music thing for a while.
Yeah, I just never did it live. Like he's done it live before we like started together. I did it live, like, you know, church and events and stuff, but not in a scene like we do it now.
Yeah, like
So
music venues.
yeah, venues and stuff.
What? Right then, I guess at what point did you all both swipe right and connect?
All right, so here's the story.
I want the
Ready for
story.
this?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I like hearing it from him.
All right. So I was bartending at Diora's. It was Saturday night. She sat
He
outside.
remembers the night.
Yeah. She sat outside. I didn't want to take a table outside. It's kind of like too far.
What year is this?
This is
2017.
Yeah,
Okay.
It
This
wasn't
is
that long ago.
June.
I was gonna say that's not that.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, just 2 years ago. And so,
Good God! In 2 years, because we're gonna get to now where you all are.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's a lot for 2
Yeah.
years. But go ahead.
at the time, I was doing an 80s synthwave band online. I co-own a studio in E-Town.
For real?
And so I was doing an 80s synthwave, and it was really a good time. We're doing things off of like movie quotes, putting them in the lyrics, stuff like that. It was just really fun time. And
Do you have that documented anywhere?
yeah.
Yeah.
I got to
it's on
connect
it.
with that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm an '80s.
Yeah, it was a great time. Me and my friend Justin Thomas, we still work together to today. We've been working together for 20 years, you know.
I
And
love Justin. He's an amazing friend.
He's a great musician, and so I was walking outside. You know, the server's like, I don't want to take it. So fine, I'll walk out and take it. And I was walking out there.
Whoa! So someone had the opportunity to service her
Yeah.
and chose not to.
Yeah, and put it on me. I didn't want to do it.
I mean, you didn't want to do it.
Yeah, because it was like I want to be behind the bar.
But he had the option. He actually had the first.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So is it safe to say if he would have done it,
Yeah.
potentially?
We never would have met.
Well, it was actually a girl, so
Or
I mean, if
whatever,
she swings
okay.
both ways, and
Yeah.
I guess.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. No, I was saying then
Yeah.
I maybe would have been with her. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, hey.
You
never know.
I do
Man,
love her
man,
though.
It'd been so and so
She-
in Lindsay.
Yeah.
Exactly. She's the heart and soul behind this whole thing. It's
It'd been
not this guy.
Jacqueline and
Yeah,
Lindsay.
it- and so I walk out there, and she's wearing an old Ghostbusters T-shirt. Of course, we were doing
Yeah.
all these things from soundtracks. That's the
Oh,
first thing I said. Oh man, I love that shirt. You know, because we were doing all these quotes from movies, so that was like
Yeah.
fresh in my mind, and so that was
And you probably thought that was a cheesy little one-liner.
Now
he's
that
giving
wasn't
you.
actually bad. It was when he said we were talking for a minute because my best friend and went to the bathroom. When he said he did music, I was like, oh, another one of them. You know, because when you say you sing, everybody tells you they do music, and I'm like, then they'll tell you I'm in this band, and it's really normally shitty.
So you broke
So.
the seal with your singing that you were a singer before he did?
No,
or what?
actually, well, maybe. How did that come up?
I don't know how that came up.
But in the
Music
past,
just-
I'm showing like I think he said I do music.
Yeah.
But I'm saying in the past, if
Oh, I
anybody
got you,
finds
got
out
you,
that
I
you're
got you.
singing,
I see
then
what you're
they're like, oh, I do music too, and you're like,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I led her to the Facebook page of
Yeah.
the 80 synthwave, and and after that, I was thinking, well, I think I might go pick her up, you know. So I walked back in.
and fast forward date.
Yeah, I grabbed my phone. I
This
just
same
walked,
night?
Yeah, the same night.
Same night.
So I'm like, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and pick her up. She seems really cool. So I walked in to grab my phone, brought it out there, and like did the whole like, hey, you know, what's going on here? Put your number in my phone, you know. So
And my best friend thought that was just like, oh my God, you gotta date him. Like I'm
Did
like,
I was trying
did
to be
your
cool.
friend know him?
no,
no,
She
I was
just
a total freaking stranger.
thought he was hot, and so she was like,
He is
well,
kinda
she,
hot.
yeah.
Thank you.
So the more she said that, the more I started looking at him because I wasn't in that mode.
You were not in the dating mode?
I
or
wasn't
what?
in the mode to look at anybody. I had no makeup on that night. Nothing. I was like barefaced, like in the
But
worst.
you were in your Ghostbusters
She was
shirt.
at
Yeah, I was in-
Ghostbusters. That's what did
So
it.
it didn't matter.
No,
That
I
didn't
guess
matter.
it didn't.
That Ghostbusters. That's
Yeah.
what did it. That's what started the
He's
whole thing.
Rico swapping.
Oh, swap. So that's it. The Oreos is where it all started.
Yeah. We went out on our first date, and what we did is we went back and played music together on our
Yeah.
first date.
Like where? Like
At
At
her
my house.
At her house.
Yeah, like we went and ate
you mean
at this
when you
place
played?
that I thought.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was going
No.
to say I thought it would be really good. I'd been there before, and it really sucked. And I felt like, oh my gosh, it's early. Like, what are we going to do? And I was like, I know this is going to sound horrible to ask him back to my house, but I'm going to.
You already went there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
just-
really.
I wasn't meaning to like, you know.
Be
I was
honest,
just like,
Lindsay.
Yeah.
okay, later,
No,
but
no, no,
I mean,
no, no, no,
you know.
no, let's stay here. Because I can ask, it's my podcast, so I can ask whatever I want to ask.
Okay.
And you can
Yeah.
answer
Yeah.
the way.
Okay.
So that night,
Mm-hmm.
you date night,
Yeah.
dinner didn't go as planned or as well as you would.
I mean, we were clicking, but the food was
No, the
horrible.
food. That's what I'm saying. Dinner, what?
Yeah.
And then you offer up for him to come back to your place.
Yes.
Just out of curiosity, when was the last time you had sex prior to that?
It was a very long
That
time.
is so funny.
So, you know, is
It had been
is shit noodling in your head right now? You got a game plan?
Maybe.
Because he's kind of hot. We've already figured that out.
Hey, I felt like
She
if
makes me
things
look
kept
good.
going
Well, first of all,
good.
that night at Diarra's, were you physically attracted to him?
Yes.
Okay, so that part.
Thank God
Absolutely.
you
And
said
then obviously, then the music just kind of goes.
Yeah,
together,
it was
you know.
like I was already attracted, and of course,
Yeah.
you know, like little.
So dinner date, dinner not so good. You go back to
And
your
we,
place.
yeah, and we started playing
But
music.
the purpose was to go back to what? How did you approach? You to listen to music, play music? What was that?
well, I wanted to go. I forget
Your
why.
idea? Is
It was
your
my idea
okay.
for sure because
God,
I'm like I
you
live right
fucking
around the corner.
It's like Pound Town, baby. Woo!
Yeah, well, and then I suggested this bar nearby that was like, I don't know, it was a fun place.
What was it? Come on.
You know, I just thought if like maybe
Back door?
to relax.
What bar? Come
New
on.
View,
Yeah,
actually.
New View,
So
yeah.
I thought he might, because I'm more like I can go into any crowd and just be fine.
I can see that.
Yeah. To me, I thought he would like look.
Was his personality like that though, as well?
No, actually, he was like he could acclimate to anything, but
Okay.
I thought he would be very like. This is one of them. It was a redneck biker bar type,
Oh, no,
more
dude.
so.
Outer Loop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at night, it's like the Dixie Highway clubbing crew comes in. No offense to anybody that lives in those areas.
love
Electric Cowboy
everybody.
Light.
There's a stereotype
Do you remember the
associated.
electric? Is it Electric Cowboy? Wasn't that the Electric Cowboy? What was that on
What?
Dixie?
Oh,
Shit.
it was Electric
Electric
Cowboy.
Cowboy.
Is that what
it
that-
was?
I
But I
remember
just
that.
thought he might be like, because Diorio,
Out of
St.
his
Matthews,
element.
yeah,
You thought
out
he
of
was-
his,
oh, okay.
for sure.
Yeah. Total prude. That's what you
I,
thought.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
but he wasn't.
wasn't?
So thankfully,
So you went to New View, hung out there.
Played some pool. I got her smashed drunk.
Really?
yes,
So
Told her I couldn't drive back home.
yes, he did.
my man.
Yeah.
And then
Sorry.
sorry. No, you happened to get drunk, and I said you shouldn't drive back home. And then you're like, no, I can't.
Well, we were already making out on the pool table by then, so.
On the
I think
pool
that-
table. That is so redneck, but
Oh yeah, we were living it up.
that is so New View. But
It was New
all right.
View.
So
Great first date.
you all go back to your place. You all play music, play or right?
Yeah.
What do you,
Yeah.
Yeah, it went really good. You know.
Is
It
that
was-
so? That's your first jam session.
Yeah, our
Yeah.
first date. It was 3
And you-
days after we
Did you have
met.
the keys in? What were you playing? What instrument you playing?
Oh, I was playing piano.
Piano.
Yeah, she
But I
did-
wasn't
guitar.
good.
Oh yeah, she didn't want to do the synth, that old synthesizer she had. As soon as I seen it, of course, I'm doing all that 80s.
now,
I'm like,
yeah, you
hell
were like,
yeah,
yeah.
pull this out. I'm like, this is. She said, it sounds so
And then
cheesy.
she said
I
that
couldn't
same
get-
thing later, right?
Yeah,
I taught myself
Yes.
to play on that thing.
Yeah.
I couldn't get rid of it, but now
Ching.
what?
I said, pull it out.
I didn't get it.
I know. It's all right. Keep going. Keep going. So you all, that was your first little jam session.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So at
first
that,
jam
that
session.
night, excluding the physical part, but that musically, was there a connection? Did you all, at that point, did you think like, maybe
Well,
some-
she was doing Christian music, and at the time I'm doing an 80s synthwave, and I'm thinking,
Did you hear how he said that? Did anybody hear how he
Is that-
said that?
I mean, it's,
I don't know.
I'm messing
Singing,
with
you. I'm
singing
digging myself
songs
a
about
hole.
Jesus, that's a little kind of odd to me. But
I was honestly still on a worship team when I met
Were
him.
you?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
so you being a bad girl.
Actually, I think her
by
parents
by church standards, you probably being a bad girl.
They think,
Probably was.
yeah, she doesn't
Yeah.
go
But
to church anymore.
Church
They
girls
think I'm the
don't
worst person.
make out on pool
They
tables.
weren't very judgy people.
I don't know. Would
I
your
went to a
pastor
very-
would your pastor give you a thumbs up if he saw you make it on the pool
No,
table?
he would not.
Exactly. That's what my point.
But
But I digress.
I don't think they'd say much to me.
All right, it's
too late.
All right, it's too late. Yeah. So we that first night.
So we went on from there, and then one day we just kept working.
You did stay the night.
Yes, I did stay the
All
night.
right. We don't.
Well,
I know
yeah,
people
dude,
want the details, but out of respect, that's their.
Yeah, well-
we'll skip that.
Yeah, we'll just say it was a home run, baby. Yeah.
My man.
I'm just joking. I was just a
He's in.
gentleman.
He shoots. He
I'll say it was a
scores.
home run because I have a ring on my finger now.
Yeah,
So
so-
we're gonna get
Okay,
there.
yeah,
you
yeah,
were
all right.
you were way
I'm
out of your.
I
we're-
had to say
Yeah.
it,
Okay,
you
I know.
All right.
Who
This is
really got the
ribbing.
home run?
Well, I got the home run because
Yeah.
I got you. So
you.
that's exactly
All right. So we got the first night out of the way. First night of everything out of the way.
Yeah.
Music and
We really exploded onto the
Exploded,
scene.
Exploded, yeah. Onto the scene, into the scene, everything. All right, so from there, I mean, at
my
what point? Take us to the point where musically you realized that you guys were onto something.
A year later.
Yeah, it was.
A year?
Yeah,
Really?
I did a show July 4th.
So you were actively
yeah.
as a musician
yeah,
at this point.
Yeah, I was still doing the 80s synthwave thing, and we had a show, and we were trying to mesh it together with me and her and a couple other people, but it just wasn't. Me and her were able to move so fast with songs, with just we would just try anything.
Their time constraints were
Yeah.
they had a lot going on. So
We're-
though like when we would finally push out one or two songs that would sound amazing,
Yeah.
they just
We would have
like
30, 40 songs by the
Yeah.
time that would get done. So it was just like, well, hell. And it was July 5th of last year that I was like, hey, let's do this. I was like, let's actually make this happen. And we're like, okay. And then we started it. That was it.
80s was the focus.
Yeah, because I was,
'Cause of
I
your
was going
thing.
through that.
and because
So,
I
yeah.
love the 80s.
Yeah.
I really do. It's very nostalgic for me. Brings back good feelings.
When I watch you guys perform, and you do, I mean, I'm digging all the 80s, and you're incorporating 90s. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not just 80s. So
Yeah,
Come Undone. I still remember that night. We were at the levee, and I was
Yeah.
like, I mentioned Duran Duran, and
Yeah.
because that's the 80s band, and then somehow Come Undone, which is a 90s tune, came up, and you killed it. And then you did Africa.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of people, I ask a lot of people to do Africa, and they won't do it because they think it's so, it's a very complex song.
Yeah, it's Toto's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I would say that it is a complex song. It's not an easy song.
Yeah.
But also, like, there's 5 harmonies or more in
It is,
it.
yeah.
It's hard to compensate for that.
Yeah.
We do the best we can, but it's a great song, so why not do it?
It's too good not to do. You just got to do it.
What's when you all started playing together? What did you all figure out what was the dynamic between the two of you all? What was the thing that just said?
A lot of arguing.
A lot of growing
lot
pains.
of
I'll
arguing.
tell you
Because y'all couldn't agree on shit?
The
Oh my
growing
gosh.
pains were unbelievable. Lots of lessons.
I'll say it
very
like this.
quickly.
Jack was a lead singer in a successful band. In what years?
2004 to 2009. I think that's what it was.
And he had lead singer mentality.
I did.
And I had went from lead singer mentality to working with a group where I'm not number one. I have to leave space for other people. So we would butt heads a lot because
When you say group, you're talking about the two of you. Did you join?
when I was in other like worship groups and other bands, like it was very humbling, and you start to learn when you pipe down and stop thinking that you're like growing up. I thought I was like, and then it was like somewhere in between 15 and 18, I realized you're not that great. Like you need to
Singing or playing or what?
Oh, I didn't play then, so
alright.
it was singing.
Okay.
I had some definitely growing to do. Like when you're younger, I think that you're very selfish, and
Did you have vocal lessons, or was it just
No.
Okay.
Now, I took vocal lessons this year for the first time
Really?
for a couple months. It didn't go well. Our schedules just couldn't meet up.
Okay. So scheduling it didn't go well,
Scheduling didn't go
but
well.
not the lessons.
No,
itself.
actually, she was great. I mean, she thought.
I guess at this point of your in time, you're obviously older. Why vocal lessons now?
Because I know the little things that I have weaknesses in.
Okay.
Like, I definitely, for anybody that's a musician, breath control is my biggest issue. I keep losing my voice because I'm overexerting. So, stuff like that. And just to get better. I mean, I have a 3.5 octave range. He does too. And to possibly move beyond that,
I got you. Okay. Fair.
kind of boring. Sorry.
No, for me it's good info. You guys are now. How long have you all been doing this now? Is it been 2 years? It's not even been 2
We
years.
did our first show November.
Of last year.
Yeah.
So it's not even been a year.
It hadn't even been a year. No.
Yeah.
A lot of hard work.
Give me that. What's the hard work?
Promotion.
Business end is
Yeah.
hard work. Practicing. I still, he has to work hard to learn little things that are in songs, and I mean, we're both original writers. That's where we want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we want to go back to writing our original music.
Right.
But the thing is you have to build that in. So,
Have you been able to incorporate a lot of your original stuff in?
No, actually,
Some?
I haven't.
Any?
I want to
we
start.
have a couple times, but it
Yeah.
wasn't mine. It was
Okay.
his.
Yeah,
And
I've got a lot of original, and the reason why I've waited to do anything original because I just really want to explore more on other people's work first. I was tunnel vision for a long time. I thought if I learned somebody else's song, then it was going to be taken away from the time I should be writing a song. And so, I would listen to a song and be like, oh, I like that, I'm going to write something like that. But now, since I'm diving in deeper to other material, because I wasn't a big cover player, and now that's all we play.
actually, he frowned upon the fact that I would play covers.
Yeah, I'd be like, if you like the song, just write something like it. Take whatever that filled and use it. So I'm really enjoying doing covers right now, and I want to start from scratch, write all new original music.
He has some hits, I'm telling you. But personally, I'm a connoisseur of what a hit is. I'll say that. I'm like, in my own, of course, opinion. But what I'll say is that before we went to covers, he did this thing where he would, like, he had a certain way he would sing. And it was that way. And I'm like, if you got to be more versatile. You can
I was
sing
in a
more.
rut.
Yeah.
I was in a rut at that time, so kind of exhausted. Doing the 80s thing was cool. I just never expanded my range, pretty much. Kind of like the Take On Me and stuff like that. The much more higher falsetto. I was always like belting.
We help each other grow.
Yeah, lots of growing.
Yeah. Well, that's. I'm getting that because of the two different actually backgrounds, because of the church music and then the music to get chicks.
Pretty much.
That's kind of been I won't.
No, it's. I don't hold back on my account.
Yeah. It's,
Do I look like the offended face?
No, not at all. Not at all. So, not even a year together. Musically, there's a connection, clearly.
yeah.
How are you two outside of music?
Honestly, we've been doing better than ever. I think it's like fast forwarded our relationship in a way because since we work together.
No, you all live together too,
Yeah,
right?
we live together. It's been a lot of learning, and it's made us stronger. If we get into arguments, one thing about a relationship that I've learned is that you work through it. You don't work to the problem. You work through the problem, and we really work through the problem.
Hey, side note, that was taken from a pastor.
Yeah, that's my good friend. He's the one that told it to me. He's great. But it's been good.
It's good advice.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You don't work to it. You
I'm
work
not the
through
biggest
it.
church person, but I'm very open to messages.
Thank
Yeah.
you. If somebody has a good word, you should accept it regardless.
I've
of-
been to church
unless
with
it's the
friends.
devil giving it to you.
Yeah. Well, you can probably take that message and run with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's the devil these days?
I don't know. A threesome and all the coke you could snort. I think I might.
You heard it here. Let's go back in the last few weeks. You guys had a milestone,
Oh yeah.
a moment.
Yeah, sure did.
I saw the video. You get up there and you sing a song.
Yeah.
What was that song again?
It was
Why do
Elvis
fools
Presley.
fall in love?
Elvis Presley. Is it Elvis Presley?
Maybe, yeah.
Is Elvis but Willie Nelson also done it too.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people that's covered it. Can't Help Falling in Love with You.
But it is Elvis's the original.
I believe so. I don't know. I don't know. Is it older?
Elvis is
Well, it's either Elvis or
Motown
Willie.
that also.
Yeah.
I thought it
too.
was Elvis or Willie. So we can narrow it.
Yeah, it could be
I
Willie.
thought
I'm not
somebody
sure.
in Motown redid it too.
Wasn't
but-
Elvis?
Well, it's been done.
But
Yeah.
yeah, Elvis is probably the biggest version. But yeah,
So I've never been married, and I've waited a long time. So it's time to leave Neverland. And
Neverland. Don't joke on Michael.
Have you been married?
Don't. Yes, I am. I was divorced in 2009.
Oh, no. So you've been, okay.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Been a while.
He's not a rebound.
yeah, I'm rebound. It's a long
Definitely not,
rebound.
yeah.
Okay, I mean, way far away from the goal.
This night, he's up there singing. Do you have any idea?
I really didn't until like when he dedicated the song. It kind of weirded me out. Like, what? He doesn't do that. But it was everybody putting a video on me that made me kind of like, what's
thumbs
going
up.
on?
Yeah, I told of course, Doug knew, Doug Vincent, and then the
it
bar
was
owner.
Doug's gig.
I definitely didn't know that he had gotten the ring for sure.
This was the beach, J-Town Beach.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
the owner knew, everybody knew that I was going to do this.
They all pulled
right
out their
here.
phones and kept going like to him and then over to me, and I'm like, okay, maybe they're doing that because he dedicated the song to me, you know. But it was kind of the whole thing in happening that night was a surprise.
Was a surprise.
Yes.
Okay.
Like I did not know.
How long did you plan this?
I'd say about a week, maybe.
Really? Okay.
I mean, I knew I was going to, I already knew I wanted to marry her. It just, I didn't know how I was going to pull it off. Our show actually got rescheduled that Friday. I was going to do it at the show. I had like 3 songs I was going to
Which
do.
show was that?
This is
Dundee?
Dundee. Yeah, so I was going to do like these series of songs. I was going to do Bryan Adams, Everything I Do, and there's a couple other ones. I was going to end with that Elvis song and then propose to her on stage. But it got postponed, so I was like, well, I called up Doug, hey, can I work it out? Can I come up there and do that? So
Doug Pinson, we love you.
yeah, Doug Pinson, shout out.
Yes. Mr. Pence.
Yeah, and so yeah, it worked. It worked out really good. I thought it was gonna, be at her show, but it worked out perfectly. Doug played the guitar, and I mean,
Yeah.
it was an absolutely fantastic moment. I was extremely nervous.
I just want to. Can I just say, like, everywhere we played, everybody has been so gracious. Like,
yeah, they
that
have.
night, they really were super nice. Like, everything that they.
But how many people, when you say everybody, who are you talking about?
J-Town Beach.
You're
Yeah,
talking
but
about,
I don't
when you
wanna
say
say-
everybody, you're talking about venues.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like we haven't really been to a place that has been, and I say that in the utmost. Like, it's been kind of crazy that we thought maybe we'd go places that we didn't want. Everybody's been pretty great. So, but yeah, they were
Yeah.
they were actually happy that he did that there.
Yeah, they were very
They're
happy.
like, it's our first engagement, and they,
Yeah.
so. it was
Wait a minute,
really-
it's your first engagement.
well, at the
Like,
J.
You
At
mean
the
they're
J- yeah,
not
they're-
your all's first
yeah,
engagement?
sorry.
Like, how many
Well,
more
we're
are y'all
doing
going
it
to
a
do?
couple more times. Okay?
Exactly.
This is all about the promotion. All right.
Exactly.
Hey, I got a random question. What was the last toy you got in a Happy Meal?
Last toy I got in a Happy Meal. It's funny. I actually just ordered a Happy Meal the other day because I wasn't real hungry, but I was hungry.
Yeah.
So it was a Lion King. It was
Aw.
That's
Okay,
that's
that's
awesome.
good. That's
I
cool. You
could never
remember, Steve.
remember.
Well, it was
yours?
just
Oh,
it was
God.
last week. So I got little 4-piece nuggets, and
See, I was
and then
thinking
they were
mine's the purple guy.
and they were like
Grimace?
no. Well, it's the the Lion King is just
Yeah.
come out, so that's why it was the lion. So
Yeah.
and I actually didn't. It's like I'm ordering it, and then they threw the question at me. I'm like, they're like, well, what toy do you want? And I was like, toy. And I'm like,
And you
looking
said girl.
I'm
Yeah.
like, we need it's for a boy, and they were like, okay. So when I opened up the box because it came
Yeah, a
at
little-
home,
You got a little
there
Lion
I am,
King.
little Lion King.
What? Maybe that's a sign, Kev,
Of what?
that you're a lion. Like, lions conquer and
Yeah.
do stuff.
Maybe. I'm a Taurus though, so
See, I get along great with Tauruses. Yeah.
Have you always lived here in Louisville
all my life.
all your life?
Yeah.
Awesome. What part of Louisville did you grow up in?
I grew up. I was South End guy.
South End.
Yeah,
We knew about the electric, or what was it called?
Electric Cowboy.
Yeah.
But that was
Yeah.
Electric Cowboy came in later. I mean,
Yeah.
I grew up I went to Manual High School.
Manual was good, though.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it was
one
when
of
I
the
went
best,
there.
for sure.
My senior year at Manual was the last year. The next year it turned to a magnet school.
Oh, okay.
So my years at Manual it was black and white. Color wasn't out yet. So that's kind of how old I am.
Well, J-Town didn't turn into a magnet school until I was like and we were like the last one to become. This is back when I was. But
So
Manual's good.
That's I'm a '80s guy. because I graduated in the 80s. So that's
So what's your favorite genre of music then?
genre. Actually, to be honest, it's kind of rock.
Rock.
Like,
Yeah.
But do you like hair bands or you like
well,
toned
I mean,
down rock?
I like, back in the day, I was a huge Def Leppard fan,
Oh yeah, they're killing
and
it.
I still listen to their stuff. I wasn't so much. I
Like Love Bites?
all that. Yeah, I mean, Hysteria,
Yeah,
and
Photograph, of course.
Pyromania. Those are amazing albums.
He
I
likes
wasn't-
Hysteria.
Hysteria, honestly, I mean, it's huge. I mean, there was like, 6 top 40 hits off of it. But
What's your
they're
favorite
awesome.
part in that? Because you talk about it,
one?
so he'll probably understand it. In Hysteria, why you love that song.
I just like the guitar.
well, the guitar is amazing,
yeah.
but my favorite lyric in the song Hysteria,
yeah.
when he says, "Out of me and into you." How
Hey,
fucking,
yeah.
how
That sounds
fucking
familiar.
sexual is
we
that?
were saying that earlier. Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
like it myself.
Like,
Yeah. Let me climb into your jungle book.
but the other hair bands, Motley Crue. I liked Motley Crue's songs. I'm a Motley Crue fan.
Was that that
Poison songs, but not a.
that Netflix documentary was
The
on
Dirt,
my?
yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
watch
I
it?
had not seen that yet. Everyone keeps telling me I gotta watch it.
You've got to, because it was actually entertaining.
But
It's pretty good.
I've seen
Nice
lots
fairy
of
tale.
Motley Crue behind the music kind of stuff, so I kind of know.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the '80s, to me, my favorite moments of the '80s, Duran Duran, and they're still one of my favorite bands. But
I
Duran
love
Duran is the
them.
'80s. The Cars, the Outfield. So it's not so much hard rock, but there. I mean,
Like classic. It's good. Well, Duran Duran, see, I don't consider them like a rock.
no, they're
rock.
not. They're more of that whole British
Yeah.
new wave kind of thing.
The second British invasion.
It was. That
It
kinda
was,
how-
honestly.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All those one-hit wonders, when you look them up, they were all British.
Yeah. A lot of
But they were so good.
Yeah.
That's where I go for new music now. If I really am digging like into indie stuff, I'll go into like if you look at the UK charts versus ours,
Mm-hmm.
I'll go look over there and I like their hits better than what's on ours.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but
What's do we have a date?
A day for the wedding.
Mm.
Well, I think we're
Ballpark?
gonna Justice of Peace next week.
You're shitting me.
I'm serious.
he wants
Are you
to,
serious?
yeah.
Serious.
I'm trying to tie it real fast.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah, why not? Let's not beat around the bush.
But
be engaged.
you've not been married before,
Yeah, it's,
and you're okay with just going
It's
this.
his idea.
Well, this is the woman I want to be with for the rest
Well,
of
I
my
got
life.
that. So, but you
Bam.
don't want it to be some extravaganza.
I don't need a big party.
What
I just-
about family-wise? I know your dad's passed. Is your mom?
Yeah. No, my mom's. Yeah, she's still here. And,
Is Mama? How's Mama want this played out?
I don't. I mean, that's how her and my dad got married. So
She's just so
and my-
happy that we're getting
Okay.
Yeah.
married.
Where does she live at?
She lives in Louisville, right here in
she's
the Highlands.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
she's here too. Okay.
Yeah. So,
So really, Justice of Peace next week.
Justice of the Peace, really. It's
Yeah, he's.
You heard it here,
yeah.
folks.
Here we go.
Is there going to be some after-party celebration?
Now that I do want.
I know J-Town Beach has been
They're
talking.
wanting
Yeah,
to-
they
they wanna do it there.
Yeah, they want to do it. So, which would be great. You know,
Do we have
love
a
the
date
people.
for that yet? Or?
No.
Okay.
No, they probably think it's spaced out a little bit more than that fast.
I don't think anybody would expect it to be like right away.
Because the engagement just happened. It's not even been a month.
Well, it's a week.
I was going to say.
It's been a week and a half.
Yeah. So less than 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
within a month time, you're going. This marriage is going to.
Well, here's the
Yeah.
thing: the
Become
engagement
official.
actually happened late
Wait a minute. What?
If we're real.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't know.
because
what that
he
means.
wanted to propose a while ago.
Yeah.
Well, he said at some other venue, which.
Yeah.
It
Well.
fell.
Well, no, that was for this
Oh.
month, but he had wanted to propose a while back,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
How far back?
I wanted to do it right at our 2-year,
Yeah.
which was going to be July.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
Okay.
that far back.
All right.
Yeah, July 4th.
So a little over a month. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
just
plan it.
I don't know, we're at a point where it's like when you know, and then it's me personally, I don't see wasting money on a wedding. I'd rather waste money on being on a beach
Yeah, it's
with
expensive.
a margarita
Well, I got
or a
that.
tropical drink.
Fair.
So,
But
and-
you've been through this. He hasn't.
yeah, so I did say to him, of course, like, whatever you want to do. If you
Okay.
want a big wedding, we'll do a big wedding. If you don't, like, I'm whatever he wants. And at first, he kept saying he wanted one. Now, I don't know. He's saying he doesn't. So.
I never. I don't.
Wait,
I was
you're
never-
not just. This is not breaking news for you.
No.
Yeah.
She's like, we're going to Justice Peace. What?
Yeah.
No. I'm familiar. So, are married folk boring?
No, not at least. At least not the
hesitated,
first.
Kevin.
Not like at least not the first year or so. You all got all this.
I could never
But
be
here's
boring.
the thing. No, but what in reality, what truly will change, other than you become
That's it.
Yeah.
Lindsay Edwards?
Yeah.
Are you going to do that?
Yes, I will.
Or you're going
going
to be a diva and keep your own name?
I was going to change my last name.
Well, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. I'm going to be hyphen.
Wife.
Hyphenate it.
No, I know. Let me guess. The band name changes to the Edwards.
Yeah,
Oh
it's like the
my
Partridge
gosh.
Family. That's what we were thinking of being
I
the
would never.
Partridge Family
What's
cover
cool
band.
is that my son-in-law, he's at Edwards, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Maybe you're all related.
Could be.
Maybe.
Brother from another mother.
Yeah.
What's give me an idea real quick. Bucket list. What's on your bucket list, Jack? Things that you are hell bent on making happen.
I would just like to do music successfully for a living. That's my bucket list, and raising my kids to be good people. Pretty lame. That's it. It's my bucket list. I'm a simple person. Live day to day.
Maybe we need to rediscuss this bucket list for Mary.
What about yours? What's your bucket list?
Oh my God, I have so many things.
Give me something.
Well, I mean, I want to skydive. I want to be an
do
advocate
that.
for women and all kinds of stuff.
Let's go back to Scott. I'm not one of those guys that I'm not some adrenaline junkie.
Yeah.
I look
me
at
neither.
skydiving as just an opportunity for me to die sooner than I need.
Well, see, I'm not an adrenaline junkie, but I feel like I watched my dad and he had a heart thing. And then after whatever happened and they were able to clear the blockage and he was given like a new lease on it, he started to do things. Like he got in a race car and went like 200 miles an hour. And then he got in a freaking airplane and flew it.
But see, I get that because he had
control.
Well, he had a moment where he was at death's door.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's like it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's free money at that point, with life.
Why do you want
Yeah,
to
'cause
wait
you
till
can't take it with you.
you're sick and you can't do it? Why not do the things that scare you? I like to do things that scare you, like scare the crap out of me. I want to do it.
I just don't think I could jump out of the airplane. Is the only
That's
thing that would
skydive,
be the
parachute.
I might need
No,
somebody to push
don't
me.
do it.
I don't even want to do bungee jumping.
Yes.
He
I don't want to do
Not
that
at
because
all.
me that what
I can't
it'd be
handle
like
that.
going bungee jumping and then they're like our cords never broke. I'm like, well, the law of percentages are not my favor then because
I want
Yeah.
to sit with orangutans in Sumatra. Okay, it's weird. I'm a weirdo, He said, I can't say
I mean,
just-
that would be pretty cool. Well, I mean, yeah, I'd like to go to Peru, where my family's from.
Do you still have families there?
Yeah, that's
You
the
do?
family at Cusco. And I would love to go to Peru, Cusco, Peru, and see my family I've never seen. So, plus, I'd like to go to Machu Picchu.
I want to know if you're going to Area 51.
Oh yeah,
You know
You doing it?
how
Go
that
get
all
your
played.
alien,
Oh,
cuz.
Well,
Yeah.
that you mean the whole little
yeah.
the thing. Well,
The
you
episode.
saw the guy has done interviews.
What's carpool?
the
Yeah,
guy,
let's go.
the guy that first started this trend or whatever,
Yeah.
this thing,
Yeah.
has done interviews and said it was, it was just a joke. Don't do it. Blah blah blah. Here's the thing. The truth is, no, I will not do it because there's signs all over
Yeah.
Area 51 that if you trespass or these people could be shot.
They're going.
killed.
They'll
Will
kill
die.
you.
They will die, and the government will have every right to shoot them.
Yeah, Naruto running can only go so far.
No,
That's it.
I'm not.
You can't.
I don't need to go to at this point with all the disclosure that's come out lately, and I know we're on one of my favorite subjects, the whole paranormal.
Yeah.
UFO
Yeah,
thing.
Jack likes
Yeah.
talking about ghosts.
Me too.
We'll talk. Yeah. The 2000. The Air Force has released videos of the radar footage of UFOs that were that's been on the news, and that shit is going to come out. It's going to come out in my lifetime that I'm going to find out the truth. And the truth is basically that it's all about the technology.
I just hope the truth involves E.T. and Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, I would love to see something like that come out, actually be the truth. I mean, everybody said certain things. I know Netflix had that, like,
Bob Lazar.
yeah, which was
And he was on Joe Rogan too.
Yeah, it seemed
And
like,
I believe him. I
Yeah.
believe his story.
Yeah, and me, it's a little hard to swallow because the thing, his hand scanner thing, that was from the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I didn't know
So
that.
this, what he said was, "Oh, I found it." That was from a movie.
Well, he found. You're talking about the Jeremy.
hand scanner.
He found it, but the thing was when Bob Lazar told that story in '89,
Yeah.
people were like, "No, there's not. That's not." I
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, from the movie.
But
Yeah.
people were doubting him, and people were doubting the whole Element 151. What is that? 115. or
Yeah, I'm confused about what it even
Yeah.
is. I'll
Well,
be
it's
perfectly honest.
supposed to be the alien, the energy for the.
Oh, the anti-gravity.
We
Yeah.
all know that technology is out there that is it's far more advanced than we are allowed to have in our hands or see. So we know they have that. So
Yeah.
I mean, how do they make? You're telling me everybody's imagination so in the future that they just know, and it's weird if you go back in time and you look at some of the 80s movies, the technology they had in the 80s movies, even though it looks like really cheesy in the movie,
It was
we
pretty
have it
badass.
now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you think
It's
about
crazy.
the technology boom that we had prior to 1900. I mean, we're fucking
Yeah.
horse, and then the car, the automobile shows up in the by 1940s, 50s. We got transistor, we got radios. The technology has boomed so much, and the conspiracy people, the UFO people, think it's because of alien technology was found, and that's
It'd be cool if it was.
I think that the people that grew up in the 80s and the 90s are honestly, I'm getting off the topic, but are some of the best because they understand the evolution of technology. We have smartphones now. You didn't have cell phones when I was younger. Like
same.
Yeah.
it's
Well, I
They were
remember-
bricks.
Yeah, I remember watching.
well, they didn't even have that before early 90s, wasn't it?
No, I think in
What's that? Say it
80,
again.
wasn't
What was
it?
that?
Huh?
What did you say?
He said they have bricks.
there's
Yeah,
giant
you could
cell
knock somebody out. They were
phones.
weapons.
Oh, the phones.
They're really like CBs. They were just
They was big
handheld CBs.
Yeah, that was like in the mid-80s.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was, and then the car phone was an
Yeah.
actual telephone.
Think about computers
In your
alone.
car.
I remember watching Miami Vice, and you don't remember Miami Vice.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Sonny Crockett,
Miami
his phone rang in his car, and it was his
bag phone.
phone.
It was a bag
was like-
phone. It's so funny. But yeah, I just think we're well rounded and seen all that. That doesn't mean that I'm sure every generation has it. But
Well, it scares me for the future. I'll be honest with you, because all this protection, and we're always on camera and everything, and I know you've seen things going on in China with this whole
protests.
getting points.
Yeah.
For what you do, like you take your kid to the park, that gives you points, and they
Could
take
you
it too far.
yeah, I know.
Good God.
Yeah, it's scary.
A big
because
smiley face shows up on a board.
Yeah.
They put your magnet on. You're almost treated like a kindergartner. Here's your little smiley
Yeah,
face. You
these
did good today.
these are government points, by the way.
I know.
The
government is
keeping track of everything you do. See, the only problem with this is that somebody can manipulate it, and humans. I mean, hey, the beautiful thing about being a human is that we make mistakes, and some mistakes can be really good, but unfortunately, some mistakes can be really bad.
Yeah.
And that seems
all of
like
your
it's going to be
mistakes
one
are
of them.
really bad.
Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes I find that little golden egg
I'm kidding.
among the mess.
I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh.
I remember watching Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan had Elon Musk on his podcast, and they were talking about artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk actually told it right. We are currently experiencing artificial intelligence right now,
Yeah.
and it's our cell phone.
Yeah.
It is.
Your cell phone's always on you. You can take it out. You can ask Siri any question. You basically get the answer
Yeah.
to it. Obviously you call and you can video everything. You can do everything with the phone. And I saw this the other day. Back in the day with these big TVs and the radios in the 50s, whatever, 40s, 50s, whatever. There was transistors. There was only like 4 to 6 transistors in these radios.
Yeah.
With the smartphone, there's over 1 million in there.
Ah, see, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
It's really
Yeah.
impressive.
That's
I
pretty
mean-
cool. I mean, cool and scary.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, it's...
Let me tell you something that's scary that I talked to him all about, because you're on this Facebook, okay?
Which I actually hate. I swear
Me
to God,
too.
If I
I'm
did
gonna look
not
at
do
your
a,
audience
if I
and
did
tell
not
them-
do a podcast, I
Yes.
would be
Yeah.
on
That
Facebook
is
little. too.
yes.
That,
Me
that
too.
we feel the
Social
same
media.
way.
Me too.
I was all
Goddamn
Facebook for 3 years,
They
and then I
abuse
jumped back
privacy.
on because my church at the time, they were wanting to post stuff and my family and pictures, so I got back on. But I got back on anonymously, and then eventually moded back in. But anyways, like the microphone on your Facebook, it listens to you, and I don't care what anybody says. If you talk about something at nighttime, we'll talk about the
Yeah.
next day,
It-
I'll have
the
ads.
Oh, yeah.
But then I got something even scarier the other day. Now this will freak you out. I was talking about something came on YouTube, and then I was like, "Oh, I love John Cicada." He was like, an artist in the '90s, right?
What was his one song that I just... I still love it.
He had
Another
"If You
Day-
Go," Just Another Day Without You.
Yeah, just...
And he looks really hot in that
Because
video.
Gloria
Oh, yeah.
Estefan
Yes.
sung it.
He was
that
with
song.
Yep.
he was with that doctor, that guy that wasn't a doctor from Belize. He had a Belize thing. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I just
That's a
know I
great
thought he
song,
was
though.
hot.
Yeah.
I had a huge crush on him when I was like 12. So, but we mentioned it, and then the next thing that happened is the next day on a story, he popped up, and I'm like, I don't follow him. It popped up on a story when I clicked on it.
Yeah, clearly.
it was someone else
Something...
is going.
Your phone or your
Listens.
laptop is
Yeah, it's they go through your browsing history, no doubt about it. I mean, it's
What are they doing with it? Is my question.
selling it for $12 a person. I'm serious.
Yeah, and some people hate the idea or hate the idea that they're being watched or their privacy. My thing is that the fucking internet, social media, it is what it is. And then when people are bitching and moaning about Facebook, like, well, I can't say something or they'll block me or they'll put me in jail.
Yeah.
It's their fucking rules. It's a free service.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not paying for it, so
Yeah.
you kind of
No.
still have to obey.
Well, I'm with you on
it's their
that.
game.
Like, that's.
if you don't like it,
Yeah.
get off.
Exactly.
I just don't say anything that they'll block me.
Well, the truth is, you can't. I mean, you can. I've been in. You're right. Having a conversation with someone just on my phone, and I know I'm not on the app, but I guess the app is still running,
Yeah.
and it hears what you're saying, and then the next day, that shit pops up.
Yeah.
Marketing at its best. It's
It
guerrilla
really
marketing.
is.
We're gonna get good at that.
Well, what's that one company that did the? It was Cambridge Analytics. Yeah, that and they did it all on Facebook.
They did it all on Facebook, right?
And
I think it's
and
listening
Facebook,
to us right
probably.
now.
yeah.
Not
Well,
even
we're gonna
kidding.
post this on Facebook. So
Yeah. So what's going to happen is that by this time, within the next few days, they're going to send you honeymoon recommendations.
I wouldn't doubt it.
So Kevin,
I
how
wouldn't
old were
doubt it.
you when you lost your virginity?
14
14.
14. Okay. Look, he's ahead of you.
freshman.
Oh yeah, you're.
She was a senior.
Oh, hey, see.
I was scared as fuck. I was,
I bet.
she held my hand the whole time. I had no fucking clue what I was doing.
Wow.
I was saying.
But I was, it wasn't assault. She didn't do anything that I didn't want to do.
No.
Was she older?
Yeah. So she
Yeah,
was
he
a
said
senior.
she was a senior.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was
okay.
14, so he
So
was
she
a
was like
freshman.
18.
She was, I think, 17 or 18.
17, 18.
Yeah. No, she had not turned 18. She was 17 because this was the fall of my freshman year. So we would have, the next year, would have, or something like that. But anyways,
Isn't that how it normally happens, though? It's somebody older, like, because it's almost like we feel secure.
For me,
That's funny.
I was
because-
scared shitless, but looking back, I was glad it was someone older.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the girl I lost my virginity was older too.
And of course, the guy,
Is that
was
how this
older.
works?
It is, because,
Oh my gosh,
I mean,
there's an algorithm
you
to
gotta-
it. I didn't even know this was even.
you got to feel comfortable, or you don't feel comfortable, but I'm saying you got to feel like,
Well, they hold your hand and take you on the way.
I mean, yeah, that's how it was. I mean, I was scared to death. I
or
was
you got to be
nervous.
two virgins, and then,
Yeah, then that's going to be disaster.
I'm really never.
You'd be
Like,
too
could you
scared.
imagine
They would never
two-
start.
no, I mean,
it's like,
They wouldn't know what to do.
it's like a plug going in a,
But I think if it's to be too young, I think that's two 14-year-old virgins trying to do this. I think now, with what's out there,
Yeah.
when I was 14, we didn't have. Keep in mind, there's no social media, no internet.
yeah.
You couldn't pull porn up
So
on your phone.
the only
You had to
porn
steal
I
it
had
from your dad.
was my cable, where you had to like
Jack knows about the porn.
stick the credit card in there or whatever, your
The what?
license, something, a card
I
to
didn't-
get that channel. I
Yeah.
could
I
hear
didn't
it.
even know. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, you could actually, because it was, it was distorted.
Yeah.
So if you mess with it, you could fix it. But
Oh
the
my
thing is,
God.
some of those channels.
I
The
told
thing
you
is
something.
that what I learned from when I was 14,
Yeah.
what I learned is that I didn't need the visual per se. I needed the sound.
Audio.
The audio.
Give me
Yeah.
that audio.
It's so funny though, because I as a young girl growing up, when I would travel to my mom's, like I told you, I was out in California, and her first, it was my first stepdad. She was married 3 times, so it would be not my dad, the second. he was a very technical guy, and he had built this device, and it had 3 knobs, and each one worked to unscramble. Like one went up and down, and one went side to side, and then there was the fuzzy stuff,
Yeah,
and
he
each
figured
one.
it all out.
And so late at night, I would, because I was a curious young girl at like 11 or 12, I'd go in there and like flip through channels, Skinamax or something else, and I would unscramble the channels.
It was the Playboy channel back in the day. So.
Yeah, there was that one too.
I remember Late Night USA and TNT, those like Skinamax things that came on. Yeah, Cinemax, Skinamax.
Yeah.
And then I want to say, at what point was, because remember Real Sex on HBO?
Oh yeah, was it in a cab?
No, it wasn't a cab. It was just. No, it was just. It
I
was
do
Real Sex
remember that
because
series, but I
they would
can't.
do, go to brothels or swinger parties.
I think I
and-
remember them doing
but
like.
not a taxi. That was like not. The same.
Yeah, I think I remember them going on the street talking
Yeah,
to
that's how-
random
you're right,
people.
random
Yeah,
people.
Like,
and
That's
ask
what
them
they,
questions.
so what they would
God.
do is that they'd have a topic, and say it was swinging, so they do this segment about swinging, and then they take that topic to the random people on the streets and ask them.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
this.
Which,
It was mainly New York City, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think.
Probably
Oh no, there was California too.
probably
I think.
yeah, L.A. or New York. Yeah.
That's funny because I
Yeah.
remember listening to that a lot.
Yeah, I remember trying to turn it down. My parents wouldn't hear it. I'd be like
Yeah.
talking about that
It's
stuff.
so weird, the stuff that we would do growing up. But
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Everybody loses their virginity to somebody older. It's nuts.
Yeah, I think that's the right way.
you
you
want to
need-
lose
you-
it to somebody younger?
No, you need someone. You want
Like-
someone experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the reins.
Hey.
Exactly.
Where we at? Hour into it. 10:40.
I think you should be in a country band.
What? Actually, I'm not a fan of country music.
Yeah, how does it feel?
I know.
To,
That's why I said I
be
think you
in
should be in a
a
country.
country capital?
I only
What were you
I
going to
only
say? How's
like
it feel? What?
I only like the only country music I like is my local friends who sing country.
Yeah.
But I guarantee was Luke Bryan, Jason,
Aldean?
yeah, all day. If those cats walked in here, I would not know who they were.
Well, me too.
would.
Jason
So-
I would
Aldean.
not. I'm
Yeah,
not.
Jason.
I'm just Garth. Yeah. Dwight. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not.
Keith Urban. Yeah. But none. No, I don't.
What were you going to say? You're going to ask me?
Oh, you're kind of in the country capital. We're in the same boat. I don't listen to country. We've played some country songs or whatever, but I'm not a big fan of it. Maybe older country is pretty cool, but I haven't really. When I try to listen to it, it's just I don't know, it's just not my cup of tea. And you have to interview like a
Well,
million
I'm gonna.
country singers.
The. I think the best time to listen to country, and I'm gonna quote Doug Benson, is when I'm sad, drunk, and lonely.
So, yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Other than that,
No,
I
that's
don't. I
true.
just don't get the country.
Yeah, there's some good stuff. And there's some amazing artists, and I definitely appreciate it. And the community that plays country around here is awesome, amazing, and very talented. It's just, it's something I can enjoy if I'm just watching, like a good country music player play, and right there. But to listen to, it's a little. I don't listen to it. So, other than Doug Single's
would
really
say,
awesome,
yeah,
I listen to
that's-
Doug Single.
We know classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a classic
Don't know
rock,
that
pop. Not a metal, though I like
What
Metallica.
about like R&B and pop
I like
and
some
rap?
R&B. I'm not a rap guy.
You didn't even like Tupac?
I like some of it, but he's not like I'm not.
Did you like Eminem?
I like some of that too.
Bone
but not
Thugs and Harmony.
some.
Yeah.
I'm thinking old school. I'm trying to think. What's not rap? Yeah, what's-
Outcast.
Keith Sweat. I was really.
Okay.
into
Yeah.
Twisted.
That was
there we
all
go.
that begging. He was begging through all.
Oh my
But see,
gosh.
but then you talk about like what is Michael Jackson? Is that more pop? That was Michael
God.
Jackson.
Michael tried to be all
he had
genres.
to be
Yeah,
pop.
but he was really. All
He had to be
He
pop.
did rock. He did pop. He did.
Yeah, Belle Biv DeVoe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we love them.
ABC, DVD.
Yeah, and New Edition.
Yeah,
and
New
all
Edition,
that.
Bobby Brown. But that's not rap.
Then it
You know,
felt like things got
Yeah.
a little cheesy.
It's like pop R&B.
Yeah.
I don't know. I struggle with a lot of the new music. I do try to find new musicians out there, but I can't get into a lot of the mainstream stuff now.
Yeah, me neither.
So,
It's hard. It's hard, and I'm a person who digs for new music all the time.
well, here's my fucking complaint too: is that not every goddamn Maroon 5 song that they put out
Is
isn't
good.
good.
Yeah.
But the fucking radio stations, I can't listen to
Yeah.
radio anymore.
That's
Yeah,
what-
oh my gosh.
Don't-
Radio.
It drives me
Taylor
crazy.
Swift, maybe they are good. I just
No, Taylor.
I-
The Taylor Swift album right before this one was freaking badass. This one sucks.
But
Period.
but every song she'll put out will get blasted all
You know
over.
who's
the
got a
ra-
good
yeah.
album? And she's got a 2-part album, but I haven't heard the second part because it ain't out yet. Miley Cyrus this year has a good album, and I'm not a big.
I'm actually gonna confess something. I'm not a fan of a lot of female musicians. I don't know what it is. I don't know if that's some alpha or male thing, but there's probably I could probably count how many females that I really
I mean,
like.
Mariah Carey.
No, I can't. She actually annoys
Her
me.
okay.
She just I can't get past.
She does
her.
too many runs or something.
I mean,
Yeah.
but like Heart, that
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah.
But Miley, I can't. I'm not into Miley. I
See, I
dug
think she has a
Shania.
great voice.
I dug Shania.
Oh.
But Shania's music wasn't so much country. It was more pop.
See,
and that was
Shania made me crazy.
good,
Don't
Tracy.
impress me.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Man,
Yeah.
feel like a woman.
Yeah.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun,
But
dun, dun.
like she's kind of to me, Shania like is in a category with someone that sometimes I like a song they do and sometimes I don't.
Is Shania Twain country? She has to be pop country. Country pop.
Well, her that stretch she had all that success with, her husband, Mutt Lange, was that big time producer.
Yeah.
He produced AC/DC, several of the Def Leppard,
Yeah.
Pyromania, Hysteria. So he was non-country. So he brought that more pop rock element to her music. I don't mean any disrespect, but females,
Yeah.
I don't gravitate to them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Music
thank God
is
you
so
like
more
me.
testosterone kind of thing. I don't know. I do like it.
Maybe because men have more energy or something.
Well, I think maybe a lot of women fall into the kind of folk music, in folk it's kind of like singing and talking. I mean, Billie Eilish, I mean, she, I wouldn't say she really sings
She's
a
a
lot.
bad girl.
Yeah, she doesn't really sing a lot from what I've heard.
And I
She
kind of
just-
like Pink,
yeah, that's kind of from the heart type / rock
and
and
I
roll.
like a lot of Lady Gaga stuff too.
I
Yeah,
like Lady Gaga.
she's great.
Now, Lady Gaga's, I mean.
Do you know this cat?
What's up? Hi.
Oh, what's
Not
up,
in a
man?
biblical sense. but
How you
here we go.
doing? In a biblical sense.
This is right here, my favorite guitarist.
Yeah,
in
the
town.
best.
He
We
is
love
my-
this dude.
He's what.
We take great pictures together, all of us.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Andrew Asher in the house, people.
I didn't mean to bust in.
No.
No, please.
Oh my
We're,
gosh.
we're rounding
Oh.
third and heading for
Yeah.
home. We're
Yeah.
over an hour into this, so our last one. So.
You want to come sit in my seat? Let me go pee.
I gotta go pee too. No, we're gonna.
We all have to go
this.
pee.
I gotta pee.
All right,
as
this is
well.
a census.
Real
we need
quick.
To pee.
You smell
what's-
good, Andrew.
You do. My gosh.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah,
dapper
okay.
today.
There's this. Did you say I smell good? Is that what?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There's this cologne.
Uh-huh.
Okay. That I'm not going to tell people what it is.
But I recognize it. You have to
You
tell
don't-
me. Can you tell me?
think that you do, but you
Really?
don't. You don't.
He
Actually,
said,
I'll
"Yeah,
tell
don't."
who's gonna watch this. Listen, they're. I'm just kidding. It's called Ombre Leather from Tom Ford,
Really?
and like they actually they age strips.
They
of
killed
leather.
cows to make this.
I don't care. Everything takes
I'm
a
kidding.
sacrifice.
I'm kidding.
Listen, I have to sacrifice the money in buying this crap. But yeah, so they
It
actually
was worth
take
it.
strips of leather and they age it for like several years in these oils, and that's what brings it out. And it's really interesting.
like
but
it.
Nobody smells like it, and I really like it.
I agree with that. Nobody smells like you.
Smells like me. Like babe.
The smeller is the feller. All right, Jack and Lindsey, social media, where can people connect with you guys?
Jack N Lindsey.
No, that's in his Eastern Kentucky. N, the letter N.
Yeah.
And
Jack N Lindsey, all
Jack
one
N
word.
Lindsey.
Yeah,
all
the
one
no
word.
space.
Yes.
Jack
No
N
space.
Lindsey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you do have one that's with a space.
Yeah, one with the space and one with the and.
you should make it and because
We-
it's like
we-
it's like
we
your
did.
name is Jack.
No,
Lindsey, but your middle
we're
name
doing
is
it
Yeah,
for
well, I think so
sexual
too.
reasons. Jackin'.
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 Jackin' Jackin' it, Lindsey.
Jack and Lindsay. Thanks, Kev, for
Yeah,
having us
Kevin,
on.
you're the best.
Good stuff.
You're the best.
Congratulations again on the
Thank you.
engagement.
Thank you.
You missed it. Probably within 2 weeks, they'll be officially married.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna
Stay
play
tuned.
here on the 24th. So
Yeah,
Later
maybe,
on the
maybe we'll
24th.
get married while we're playing. We'll
Yeah.
have-
Oh, shit.
Can you be an ordained minister?
But we could probably.
Can you marry?
We probably.
Are you?
You are.
Can you
aren't
marry
Andrew,
us?
really?
I think-
Oh, that
Can you
makes
marry
so
us?
If you
much-
really want, if you
Oh,
really
I
want,
swear.
Why the hell
Fucking
not?
God.
I think-
I think we're on. to
Why the
something.
hell not?
He
I think-
is.
Let's do this. I'm
Let's do it.
serious because we were gonna do
that's
like.
what I did with my mom, and she married the same guy the second time around. Like they got married, divorced, and then married again.
How cool he shows
Yeah.
up to
This is-
become the
Our
This is
ordained
amazing.
minister shows up.
Andrew
I
Asher.
think we should do that.
I love it.
Yeah.
Turn it into an event.
I'm down.
It
I'm
he's
down.
wanting to do it before the end
but
of
you're
August.
wanting to do it before September.
Well,
Right.
we can wait to get this guy on.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll wait to get you on.
Turn
if you're gonna,
turn
Yeah.
September 24th.
Look, he's
got a lot of
An
weddings.
extravaganza.
Yeah.
I
Let's
only
do it.
want you to
Okay.
do it if you wear your leather cologne.
Yeah, if you wear that.
what did you call leather skin? Leather strips?
Yeah, like strips of leather.
Okay, strips of leather.
Like that's how
Because I do like it.
yeah,
Jack,
pretty solid.
Yeah.
look, I can't believe he shared his secret
I'm
with
going to
me.
try to make it at home. That's my next step.
Jack Lindsey, thanks for hanging out.
Love you, Kevin.
Kevin,
Yeah.
you're the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's do it again.
Yes,
All right.
love to.
All right.
Sounds good.